In this episode, we're going to be painting over walls that have paint jobs on them. That's how you patch a nail hole. Using a primer to basically cover the artistic paint and just kind of feathering in along the edges. I like cutting in first near the bottom because if you try to get too close with the roller, it makes it really messy. And also, if you try to touch up with a brush after you've rolled, a lot of times the paint is sticky and it kind of grabs. So if you can cut in first and then roll, you can just stop down at the edge and it's fine. Usually works out pretty good. Paint a grill, you gotta be careful you don't get a lot of runs hang out inside. It's better to put a thin coat on than a thick drippy coat. And I usually just kind of dab into the corners. It's not the best thing for your brush, but the only way to work unless you want to try to spray in. But just I put dab in the corners, and then I pull away from the corner. It pulls any of your drips or whatever that are occurring in there. And keep your brush fairly dry. I don't really worry about the middle that much. I'm doing both edges first. If you get any big drops on the outside, at least knock them off right now. You can go back and touch them up later, make it look good, but right now you don't want to leave any big blobs anywhere. If you did that, something like that, you want to come back and knock it out flat. And the middle section. I'm angling my brush down a little bit because I don't want to catch the inside of the grill and make a bunch of drips on the inside. To paint around a switch, you got to be kind of careful because if you glue too much paint in there, you'll make the switch useless. It get painted shut. So I usually get the thick of the paint off, just going around the edges of it. So now I'm using almost a dry brush and just kind of going back and forth. And then in about 15 minutes or so, I'll flip it and hit it just to make sure I don't paint it shut. I'm going to get the bottom of this later on after I move the drop cloth. I just want to get the thick of it. Pretty much always want to start your roller going upwards. That way you don't squeegee all the paint out onto the floor. And it's gone. I'm going to have one coat of primer 2 coats of paint over all the art areas.